Hey everybody, East Coast Reefer here. Today we're going to be talking about those slightly more difficult to keep fish, things like Mandarin Dragonets, scooter Blennies, some pipefish, those kind of things. They've all got a few things in common, and we're going to talk about that today and what you need to do to help them thrive. So probably the biggest challenge with these fish is that they can be picky eaters, and particularly mandarins, they only really like to eat live copepods. And if you've ever watched a mandarin eat, they take forever. They want to look at it for 20 seconds before they will eat it. Whereas the other fish will just fly across the tank, grab something, and off they go. The mandarins, they really don't. They'll want to really look at it closely before they eat it. Live copepods is really probably the only choice for a lot of these. I would recommend, if you're going to buy one, to ask in the fish shop for them to show you them eating some frozen mysis or something. It still doesn't mean it's going to eat in your tank, and if there's other fish in the tank, who says they'll even get a look in, because they are slower at eating. And the same applies for the others. I've got some pipefish, and although they will feed on frozen mysis, and I did see them feeding in the shop, they take a while. So they'll kind of swim alongside it while it's floating through the tank for a good 5 or 10 seconds before eating it. So if you've got a tank with lots of other fish, then they're not going to get a look in. So you're then back to the live copepods hiding in the rocks that they'll just spend all day hunting. So it's really helpful to have a really good pod supply. Now, I started doing this in my main tank here by putting lots of chato into a basket, and then I went down to my local fish shop. I bought 10 or 15 of the little bags of copepods, and I dumped them all into that chato and just let them live there and hopefully build up the stocks. And I'm a little bit paranoid about it, so I do keep constantly topping that up. And I was starting to think, well, I seem to spend all of my time going to the fish shop and buying copepods. So I went to the Reefer website and I bought the copepod colony kit, and I've got a video on that if you check out my videos there. The first 2 times I ran it were not a success. The first time I set it going and then went away with work for a week, which was a massive fail. At the second time, the copepods just dwindled to nothing. So I've set up another batch in the last couple of weeks, and I used a different phyto. And this one was like a massive tub I ordered it with a load of copepods as well from eBay. And I shoved some of the copepods in the tub, some of the phyto with some salt water, and I've just left it. And it's been sitting on my windowsill, and we'll cut some footage of it. It seems that the light coming in is enough to keep the phyto in it growing at a rate that is more equal to or more than what the copepods are currently growing at. So it's been really good. I haven't put any phyto in it for probably a week, and it's still green. So they're still able to survive in that and build up that colony. So having a pod colony on standby ready to put in your tank is really helpful. Also, having plenty of places in your display tank for the pods to kind of hide and live, having little tucked out of the way spaces so that the copepods can survive in there, because otherwise all of the other fish will pick them off as well. And then the mandarin will tend to just kind of go around, and they'll notice one darting in and out of the rock, and it will just hover and wait like an attack helicopter. It will just wait there and then pounce when the copepod comes back out. And then apart from that, just with mandarins, you want to make sure that there's nothing in there that's going to bully it, but not had any issues with my tank, and I've got quite a selection of stuff in there. when you get to the pipefish, they're reportedly not the best swimmers. However, in this display tank I had a pipefish, which I've now moved into the Fluval Evo for the breeding project in there. And there's a Nero 5 in there, and it was running at 70% or something, and it had no problems with that. It's got a twin outlet random flow generator fitted, outlet nozzle, and it's running at 2,000 litres per hour. So there's quite a bit of flow in that tank, and they had absolutely no issues with that. Now, if you've got a ton of power heads and stuff, or if you're keeping high-end acro, maybe it's not the right choice. But for most of us, I don't think it's as much of a problem as we imagine it would be. And the pipefish, as I said earlier, seem much easier to get eating frozen as well. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything particularly special. I mean, keeping on top of your water parameters and things like that. But other than that, they're not as hard to keep as I was anticipating they would be. So if you're thinking about getting one, as long as you've got a way to keep them fed with pods, I would say just do it. Even if that means that once a week you go and buy 10 packs of pods from the fish shop, you know, until things have stabilised in your tank and they've had a chance to grow. I love my Mandarin and the pipefish. I think they're really interesting fish to watch. So I would say go ahead and do it. Why not? So if you found this video useful or interesting, it'd be great if you could give it a like. If you've got any experiences you would like to share, any experience with these fish or other fish, or culturing copepods, anything like that, I would love to hear about it if you drop that in the comments below. And yeah, maybe even subscribe if this is useful. I try and put out at least one video a week. Every week. I'm pretty consistent with that. So hopefully you can drop me a subscribe. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.